Alright guys, welcome to another episode of Babylonian, where we will be converting to numbers and from numbers to Babylonian's numeral system. Right, so now if we look at our first question, there we have got a number in the Babylonian and we have to take it to our everyday life, counting numbers or what. So now the first thing that you have to understand when working with Babylonian, remember always, guys, you are working with base 60, right, guys? So you need to have what? The table for conversions in base 60. So now you'll have what? I'll write them here: 60 to the power 0, 60 to the power 1, 60 to the power 2, 60 to the power 3. I'll end there. Right, 60 to the power 1, it's 1. 60 to the power 0 is 1. Then 60 to the power 1 is 60. Then this one is 3600. Let me check. 60 to the power 2. 60 to the power 2 is what? 3600, correct. Then 60 to the power 3. Okay, this one is 216,000. Then you put them there. Remember, when you're working from left to right, guys, you get it? Left to right. So now even when we are having our number, remember you're working from left to right. Right? Okay, let's go into our sum for the first question. So now when we're looking at this question, we see a place marker or a place holder, right? This place marker represents 0, but remember, guys, in my previous video I told you that it represents a certain region or a certain place for a certain of numbers, right? So when we are working with our numbers there, you see that we have got our first column. Let me just say first, second, third and fourth, right? So now we start from left to right. These are our regions, right, guys? We have got our first, second, third and fourth, right? So now when you're looking at your equation here, this is your first region or your first plane. So when you are in the first region, what do you have there in your first region? You have got 1, but now it clearly tells us that in the first region we have got what? 0 there, right? So okay, now it's fine. So we will say what? 1 multiplied by 0, because it is in the first region. So the one that is in the first region, you multiply it with the one that is in the first region there. I hope you get it, guys. So it does not combine with these other ones. The place marker always goes alone. I hope you got it, guys. Okay, then now we move to the second region here, right? Sometimes they might be packed, like you find that this place marker is a little bit close to these numbers. It doesn't mean they are combined, right? It always represents a region, a certain region, right? I hope you get it. So here when you count, you remember the ones that are facing down, they represent a 1, right? If you look at your table. So now you've got what? 1, 2, 3 and 4. So you're going to write what? 4. Which region are you at? You are in the region of 60. So you're going to say 4 multiplied by what? 60. And then you leave it there. Remember, at the end we are going to add, right? Then you move, but then now listen. If they were combined, they were going to be the same thing, right? But then now look, we have got a space. When you see a space, it tells you again that you're moving into another region, right? You're jumping or you're moving into another region, right? So in this region, because we have got a space here, and then this space tells us that we are moving to another region, it tells us that what? You have got a 1, and then that one you multiply it by what? 3600. Okay, equals to, then you just add there, then you will have 3600 plus what? You'll have 4 multiplied by 60. 4 multiplied by 6 is 240. 240 equals to, so then you'll add all the numbers. It will be what? 3000 remember here it will give you 0 because it's multiplied by 0, right? So it's 3600 multiplied by 240, not multiply much. 3600 plus 240 is equals to 3840. Then you have converted your number from Babylonian to numbers, from the symbols to numbers. I hope you get it. Then now let's move. I want us now to do a different thing. Remember guys, if you've got a question, comment in the comment section below. So now we have got what? A number. This number we have to convert it into what? Into the numerals, into the Babylonians numerals. But then now when we are working with a number, we are working in a different strategy where we will be subtracting, right? So we will start with our biggest one there. When we're looking at this one, can it fit in there or can it go in there? Clearly no, it cannot go in there, right? So now it means that this region is cancelled, it cannot be there, right? So now because like we are working with numbers, it means that we are working from what? From the left to right, right? So now we look at our region, the third region. When we are looking at our third region, is what? 60 to the power 2, which is 3600. Can 3600 fit in there? Clearly yes. So now what we do, we will say what? 7014 minus the third region there, which is 3600. What do you have? You've got what? 3. So it means that you are left with what? 3, 4, 14. Then it means that you have got 3600 into that one. So now you are going to put it down. You must write it down so that you don't forget, because you have subtracted. So I have put it down there. So now we look again. Can the 3600 go in there? Okay, clearly no, it cannot go in. It cannot go in the into this one. It cannot go into 3414, right? So it means that now we are going where? We are going into the second region, right? When we go into the second region, it means that now we are going to subtract what? We are going to subtract the 60s from this number until we can no longer subtract any 60 from this number, right? So the best thing to do here is just to check 60. Let me just say 60 times 20 is 1.2. So it clearly means that we can increase the 60 times 50 is 3000. And then let's just say 60 times 50, 3000, right? Maybe let's say 60 times 55 is 3000, and then let's just say 60. Let's see, 3600. So it is passing that one, so you cannot use that one. Let's just say 50 what? 59. 59 here. Okay, it's too big again. Then we have what? 7, 20, it's big. Then it means that we will use the 6, this one, 56. Okay, so now the reason why I was multiplying, like to see, like I wanted to get how many 56 can go in the number. But clearly when we are looking at this 60 multiplied by 56, we see that the answer is 3360, right? So 3360 can subtract that number, right? So now we've got what? Let us put it down. We've got what? 56 60s can go in this one. 56 60s is 3600, which is this number, right? So it means that we can say what? 3414 minus 3360, which you will have what? 54. You see now the number now is below what? 60. So now here you have got what? Your 54, right? So now it means that you must write what? Your 56 here. So now remember that this is a what? Is a 3600, which is in the third region, and then now we are working with the numbers that are in the second region. So it means that you must leave a space here, right? Then we start writing our what? Our tens. How many tens there? We have got 5 tens there, so we'll write 5 tens. 5 tens for 5. And then how many ones do we have there? We have got 6 ones. Mind my handwriting, guys. Mind my handwriting. Sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the last one. And then it's 56. Then you have 56 there, right? Then now it means that we are left with the last region, that you have got the numbers that are below 60, which is the last one. Then you are going to skip a little bit of the space there. Then you write what? You write your tens again. Tens, how many are they? 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which these things are representing tens. So it's 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. And then we are left with what? We are left with 4 of them. So you write the 4 of them here. 4 of them here. 4. And you put the 4 there. Done. Then now you have converted 7014 into Babylonian. You have got your 3600. You have got what? Your 3360. Remember, it's 3360, right? 3360. Here you have got what? 3600. And then here you have got what? Plus. And then this one you have got what? 54. If you add all of these, they will give you 714, right? And then these conclude our examples in Babylonians. If you have got any questions, I know that it might be a little bit tricky, but if you didn't understand it, just comment in the section below, let me know so that I can help more. But if you're silent, then it tells me that you understand. Thank you, guys.